Hey guys, Chaotic Canvas here with a different type of video today. I am going to be setting up my first ever bullet journal. I wanted to go ahead and try that out. I've been getting a lot of different inspiration from other YouTubers and Pinterest, and I just wanted to go ahead and give it a try. I will be using the bullet journal from Lemome. They have fairly thick pages in their bullet journals. I've heard they were good for watercolor paints, which I'm not an expert at, but I did want to try to get into. So the first page I will be setting up is my key. I was trying to do a watercolor background and it didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted to, but we'll just roll with it. Try to draw in some leaves and grass and stuff just to kind of spruce it up. I was doing all of this on camera, and I guess filming made me more nervous, so after like the first couple of pages I just cut the camera off and started tracing everything in, and then I came back and filled everything in on camera, and I think with that it turned out better. So you'll see the rest of it as the video progresses. Okay. So here is my index. I decided to do 4 pages. I think people normally go for 2, but I just wanted to be sure that I had enough room in my journal for it. The Lemome doesn't come with like a index by itself like other bullet journals do. So you have to make your own in this one, which I didn't mind. It was kind of simple to do. Okay, and here I did my year at a glance calendars for 2018. When I traced it out, I think it was like 7 dots across and 6 dots down, so that I could write in the days of the week and then write in all the days. By the time I got to, I think it was September, I had realized that I needed an extra line because that one had like 6 weeks. It was spaced out into 6 weeks, but I made it work. Of that, I decided to do my first ever quote, or at least attempt to. So it turned out kind of bland, and I actually did mess this up a lot, especially when I was trying to spell out attitude, which you'll see. I put like 2 I's in it, then I put 2 U's, but hopefully you can't tell, you know, hopefully it blends in. I think filming made me nervous, and I just really botched that. So this quote says, "The only disability in life is bad attitude," and it has the little grumpy face peeking out from underneath the page. And I outlined it with a white gel pen. I think it's from Uniball Signo pen. I'll have the links in the description because I got these off of Amazon. So my next spread is going to be my future log, and this was absolutely one of my favorite spreads that I've done so far in this bullet journal. And what's even more crazy is that I messed it up completely. but it actually turned out really nice. It didn't turn out anything like I was expecting it to, but I made it work. Basically what I did was I drew out a lot of geometric shapes. I was trying to experiment with doing watercolor like splatters. It didn't come out anything like I wanted it to. This was my first time working with watercolor, at least trying to do something specific with it other than just practicing strokes. So while it didn't turn out the way I was planning for it to, it still turned out really nice, and it's still one of my favorite spreads. basically in this future log, basically on this spread, all I really did was just drip watercolor all over the place in the different geometric patterns. The first couple squares I was using like way too much water and way too much paint, so you'll see me use some paper towels to kind of absorb the excess water and paint and everything. But I think after the first few I kind of got the hang of it, and then all of the rest of them really started to pull together. Okay, so now that it is dry, I just went in with my black Tombow dual brush marker and just went over the edges of the pattern, kind of to give it like a, I don't know, a mosaic graffiti almost kind of look. Then I went in and put in all the months for my to make it the future log, and basically I'll just go in here and plan out all my events. Two spreads I'm gonna do are my I am and my I am not pages. Basically just I guess a personal spread for me. I just like to write down, I like to write, obviously. So I always like to write down who I feel I am for the year and who I feel I am not for the year. I've always done this since school, and it's really cool to just go back and see, like, you know, things that you were interested in, things that you weren't interested in, you know, how you felt you were and how you've grown. It's just something that I like to do for myself. And then here I'm drawing. This is kind of this is my avatar that I have been using since I was in middle school. The only thing that changed was the hair. And she's basically hugging a little puppy fox or whatever. I'm not sure what that turned out to be. but whatever he is, I'm choking it to death because I love it so much. Corner, I'm drawing my avatar again with my hands up to signify that this is who I am not. These are the things I will not accept, and these are my boundaries, basically. And she's got her earphones on because when I'm not feeling it, I will always have music in my ears. Is probably another favorite quote spread, I guess, that says, "Remember that even a butterfly can still fly and complete its mission without 70% of its wings." Basically, it's just saying that you are never too broken to accomplish whatever it is that you set out to do. And that's why I like this quote, and I really love the way I did this butterfly. I was watching somebody else do a bullet journal setup, and they did a theme with monarch butterflies, so I decided to just incorporate it in my setup. My next spread is what will be my self-care, self-love spread. Basically, I'm just drawing out my avatar again, and then I have in bubble letters that says, I regret nothing. I do not regret caring for myself. I do not regret having a little me time, you know, because how can you fix anybody else if you can't even fix yourself? You know, it's not to be selfish or arrogant or conceited, but sometimes we all need to take a break and show ourselves a little love. This is my skills, my I got skills sheet. Basically, I just want to keep track of how I'm doing in my skill set. I have a few skills that I would like to work on throughout the year. A couple of them being I want to get better at my drawing. If you've watched any of my other videos or like my first plan with me, then you'll know that I want to be like an animation artist. I want to go into cartooning. So I want to really get better at my drawing and start practicing that. I also want to get better at playing the piano again and improving my writing and my cooking skill, because I can cook, but I want to get more crafty from making things from scratch and all that stuff. So yeah. On my final page of this spread, I have what says, "And remember that when all else fails, slap a sticker on it." So basically, it's just, you know, if I don't feel like drawing or I don't feel like keeping up with creativity, stuff like that, because this can be a lot of work. Like, it can be really testy. I enjoy doing it, but as with anything else, if you overdo it, you will get burnt out. So that's just a reminder that it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be me, and that's it. This is actually not the last page, but I did it at the end because it's another watercolor. I still ended up messing it up. But I love the future log so much. I wanted to incorporate it into my 2018 goals sheet. Basically, I did it the same way. I drew out my geometric pattern and I did the watercolor, but I had already drew like on the back of the pages, so the water started kind of mixing into the backside just a little bit. It's not terrible, but definitely a big mistake on my part. But you know, we just roll with it. That's, in my opinion, that is what creates art. Creating art from your mistakes, at least. That's what I'm calling it, so whatever. here I just wrote a quote that says, "Nothing easy is ever worthwhile." Okay, and I just wrote out the 5 sections that I want from my goals, which would be financial, health, emotional, business, and spiritual goals. So that's gonna wrap up my bullet journal setup for 2018. That's where I'm going to end it because I'm pretty sure I kept you all here long enough. If you guys like this video, be sure to leave a like or leave a comment down below, and subscribe if you want to stick around and see more updates. But with that, you know, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope I see you guys around again. Bye bye.